What's up, Rosterbaiters? It's Shane again. Here we go, ready to do the Week 6 update. How about that Monday night? Holy shit, that's what fantasy is all about. Man, I was on edge. It just goes to show you that even though you're 99% chance to win a game going into Monday night, nothing's over until all of B-Man players have played because he has Derrick Henry. All right. 3 close games this week that we're going to talk about. 2 of them decided on Monday night. So I was the king of the week. You can tell that by the cute little crown that the weekly update gave my little avatar over there in my weekly report. But Beef Shower, you're the luckiest son of a bitch for sure, and we're going to talk about that. Voodoo lost, but him and I are now the only 2 teams to win, have the most points in 2 weeks this year so far. So yes, Beantown Ace, you're still at the top, but me and Voodoo share that. There are 2 big losers this week. They had exactly the same score, equally awful. But let's talk about Beef Shower's victory first. Beef Shower versus Tegrity Farms, aka Sir Tanks a Lot. These teams had to play each other or Z-Man to be competitive. These 3 teams were the lowest scoring in the week by far, and like I said, 2 of them had exactly the same score. Beef Shower, if he didn't draw one of these 2 losers this week, he wouldn't have won. Even though Danny Dimes was Danny Pix-a-Lot this time and this week, his receivers only combined for 16.4 points. His tight ends and Kyler Murray did just enough to eke out the win over Gerald by 3.95 points. Beef left a ton of points on the bench. He was lucky enough that it didn't hurt him. His opponent, our commissioner, made one of the big mistakes, and that is the reason why he is 2-4 instead of 3-3. He left 16.2 points on the bench by starting Trevor Lawrence over Kirk Cousins. Before this week, the rookie phenom was averaging 16.26 per game. That's really not good as far as fantasy terms, even for 4-point for passing touchdown leagues. Cousins was averaging 21.18 points per game. The difference is 4.98 points, which is more than what he needed to win this week. Okay, Cousins has had a few bad weeks. I get that. And the matchup definitely favored T-Law. But we easily saw what happened to the Panthers when another team that had an elite passer and pass catchers faced them. That would be Dak Prescott, who threw for 4 touchdowns against them because they cannot cover big targets in the red zone. We saw this. 2 of the 3 touchdowns that Cousins had were big targets in the red zone. Now, Lawrence had the yards, but he still failed to throw more than 1 touchdown in any game this year except for his pass-happy NFL debut against the lowly Texans, where he threw for 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions and still lost. So, was it the right call? Absolutely not. It was not the right call. It cost Gerald a win. Was he justified in making that decision before the week started? That's the question. That is something that should be discussed and debated very harshly without mercy on the chat. Let me know your opinion on that. Did he make the right call? No. But was he justified in it? I don't know. Interesting. Okay. Z-Man. PGB could. Kind of a boring game, guys. Z-Man, you got your ass whooped. And tied for the lowest score of the week. 115 points. It's not bad in a general week, but this week it was not good. His wide receivers seriously underperformed, scoring 25.54 points under the projected amount. Yes, I'm here again, by the way, with my football mug full of Blue Moon, because I still have not finished that cake. I'm working on it so I can replace it soon. It's growing on me. That's some good shit. All right. So, Z-Man, I'm not going to hold you sitting Donovan Peoples-Jones against you because he caught a fucking Hail Mary. He plays on the Browns. And he has Baker Mayfield throwing to him with one arm. Anyway, so, but even the president of the Sam Darnold fan club would have started Teddy. His wide receivers would have played to the projections. He still would have lost by 10 points. So there's nothing he could have really done. Justin Herbert came back down to earth. Cooper Kupp stayed in the stratosphere. Jalen Waddle took advantage of being the only healthy wide receiver on that team in London. Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers. That was all enough to beat poor old Z-Man, but still would have lost 5 out of the 9 other teams. So Z-Man, you probably would have lost anyway. Don't feel so bad about yourself. Hey, at least you made the video. It's cute. Voodoo was the highlight of last week's video. So I think he got enough attention for now. He was projected to lose. I said he was going to lose. And he lost. Good job, B-Town Ace. He's just going to keep on rolling for now. Okay. The Monday Night Thrillers. We will start with Your Dope, a.k.a. No Defense, and his victory against our buddy, Big Freshness, a.k.a. Lebowski Little Urban Overachievers, a.k.a. Matty J. Matty J loses another close one. First, it was week 1 where he lost by 2.35 points. And now in week 6, he loses by 1.85 points. Oh, man, you're 4.2 points away from being 3-3, my brother. That burns. Here's to you, Matty J. This drink is for you, brother. Your team is good. It's not as bad as your record. I think we all know that. Hell, you've put up more points than almost half the league, and you are sitting at 1-5 at the bottom of the table. Don't worry. Soon that will be our wonderful commish hanging out down there, looking up at us all. But we'll talk about more about that later. So on to Monday night. Both teams had played well. For Matty J, my Cowboys did him well in Dak and Schultze. His Bengals kept him in the game. For Your Dope, it was Stafford's 4 touchdowns. Fournette cemented his place as the #1 runner in Tampa Bay. And my boy, CeeDee Lamb, with his walk-off touchdown in overtime, was eating up all the points that Dak was throwing out. So, Your Dope is up with Julio Jones, and Matty J has Stephon Diggs walking into the Monday night game. Your Dope leads, has an edge going in, but Julio being old and banged up, and Diggs having the year he had last year. We know this guy's potential, and we know who's throwing to him. We know that he basically has no limits, and he's capable of anything. Diggs did that. But Julio didn't quite get hurt soon enough for Matty J to pull it out. In the end, it was one play that beat you, Matty J. I don't know if you saw it. Here, I'll reenact it. Okay, 7.02 mark in the second quarter. And Tannehill is 3rd and 8. He backs up into a shotgun. He makes a poor decision and throws down the right side because Julio's going on a post route down the right. That ball is coming down the field, fucking bounces off of Micah Head's helmet. Julio comes out of nowhere and tiptoes that son of a bitch before falling out of bounds for 48 fucking yards. That was insane. In this league with the bonus points, that was a 6.3 point play. That was the difference. And that is why Matty J remains a 1-win team. Good job, Micah Hyde. All right. Okay, now to the game that produced this week's scoring leader, on to my matchup with actual B-man. I had a 99% chance to win this game going into Monday night. Surely I had nothing to worry about, right? I mean, right? That's a lot of chances. I had the lead. I had Zach Moss and Emmanuel Sanders still to go. I was just playing against Derrick Henry. Guys, when Henry took that 76-yard touchdown to the house and A.J. Brown started playing well because I sat him for Emmanuel Sanders, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be that guy that I talk about in my video this week. Aren't I? Like, I was getting really nervous, and the little creative guy in my head that writes all this bullshit was sitting there like, I'm drafting about how you sat the guy that you drafted in the 3rd round, and someone who you think is physically the best or second best wide receiver in the whole league for old ass Emmanuel Sanders. You dumbass. And I was like, oh, fuck. When Henry scored that 3rd touchdown, I couldn't believe it. We were tied. I knew we had one more drive. Zach Moss had done dick. Emmanuel Sanders had done okay. And in the end, Emmanuel Sanders only actually scored 1 less point than A.J. Brown, so it all worked out. But going into that last drive, we were tied to the 100th decimal point. But my blood pressure went down a little bit because play 1 of that drive, Josh Allen to Emmanuel Sanders, 31 yards, 3.6 points. Okay, tie is broken. The next play, dump off to Zach Moss for 12 yards, 1.7 points. I was ahead. But guys, I was still not okay. Because I knew that the most likely scenario was that they were going to go down, Tyler Bass was going to kick a field goal, tie up the game, it was going to go into overtime, Tennessee was going to win the coin flip, Derrick Henry was going to CeeDee Lamb my ass and take it to the house and walk off with a victory with B-Man in the position that I am actually in today. That's not what happened. We all saw it. The fantasy gods were finally looking out for me and made Josh Allen slip on 4th and 1. Effectively keeping the ball out of Derrick Henry's hands and allowing me to not only win the match, but score the most points in the week. And that is what fantasy football is all about, my friends. And it is so much better when you're on the winning side. Let me tell you. Okay, on to the standings. You know what? I don't even really have to talk about that this week because I already talked about it last week. Let me just go ahead and play the clip from last week. Here's my full prediction. I'm going to type this in the chat just so y'all can keep record of it. But this is how the standings will look next week, in my opinion. Beantown Ace, 5-1. Actual B-Man, 4-2. Voodoo Curse, Dak Knight Rises, Beef Shower, Super Eskimo Bro, PGB Could, and You're Dope, all 3-3. Integrity Farms, 2-4, and Mr. Crayon Eater himself, homeboy who cannot catch a break, you will be 1-5, by the way. Okay, now pause this video and go look at the current standings. I predicted that with 100% accuracy. Guys, I'm getting too good at this. Like, am I Jesus? No. Wait. No. I'm not Jesus. There's just no resemblance. I mean, so this is what current theologians currently think that Jesus looked like. There's just nothing there. Seriously, guys, I'm not Jesus. God. But wait. It does remind me of someone. What's this? No, Jesus wouldn't be 2 and 4. Okay, it's still anyone's game, guys, except for Gerald, aka Jesus' doppelganger, who is apparently tanking harder than John Gruden's career. Beantown Ace still at the top, 5 and 1, still only lost to Z-Man in week 4. Actual B-Man, you're in second place at 4 and 2. You're welcome, everybody, for keeping him from 5 and 1. 6 teams, including myself, at 3 and 3. We all know about Gerald and our unlucky bastard at the bottom of the table, Big Freshness. And no, I am not making any predictions this week because I am afraid that I'm starting to get too good and people might think I'm cheating. All right, so good luck this week, everyone. There are a lot of buys and a lot of people hurt, so can the 3 and 3 teams prevail who are passing each other and get to 500? I don't know. Can your Joe take down Beantown Ace? I don't know. Who is tanking Gerald going to start and sit against Voodoo Curse? And will he accidentally win like the Jets did last year and fuck everything up? Will we find out in week 7? This has been Shane Littleton, a.k.a. Dark Knight Rises, a.k.a. Lil'Shane, a.k.a. your week 6 king. Good night.